My name is Pavel Kapstorfer, and I'm MFC Network and Partnership Manager. And I'm delighted to welcome Penka Cvetkova, Entrepreneurship and Social Innovation Director from BCause Foundation in Bulgaria, that is recognized as an expert organization with over 25 years of experience in transforming lives through philanthropy and social investment, shaping the future of social entrepreneurship in Bulgaria. Penka has focused her work in the last decade on supporting and development of ecosystem of social investment and social entrepreneurship in Bulgaria. Since its launch in 2014 with the team of the Rinker Center of the BCause Foundation, she is responsible for planning the accelerator programs, being a mentor and trainer herself. Through her extensive experience in international projects and partnerships, she facilitates the exchange of expertise between Bulgarian and European stakeholders. She brings over 15 years of expertise in supporting nonprofit organizations and advancing corporate social responsibility in Bulgaria. Looking at the agenda of Social Finance Vibe, you might have realized that Penka will be participating in one of our Social Finance Vibe panels, focusing on alternative funding models for social economy. We thought of utilizing her presence and having a dedicated discussion on very interesting and important two-year project that is currently in progress. It's called Empowering Partnership for Social Innovation, or EPSI project. Let me stop here and give a floor to our guests. Dear Penka, will you please tell us simply more what EPSI project is about?
Yes, hi Pavel, hi everyone. I'm really happy to have the opportunity to speak a little bit, discuss with you about our work, current of the organization, and about this very nice partnership that we have started about a year ago, almost a year, with our two-year project, our EPSI project, which is a very challenging, but at the same time very intensive and very promising and very needed for the current period in Bulgaria. Very briefly, if I try to say, what we want to achieve with our EPSI project is really to contribute to the development of social finance market in our country. And again, we are focusing our work in two directions, working with as many as possible stakeholders. But what we want to achieve is on one side, to develop innovative financial products, innovative financial instruments that could help the social enterprise ecosystem in the country. And on the other side, simultaneously, we need to further support and develop the capacity of the social enterprises so that they can make the best use of these new instruments.
All right. As we know, as we mentioned, it's international project that is going to benefit from existing best practices implemented on European level. So
yes, exactly.
Please let us know, who are the partners in the project, what is their role, and why it is important to have them to contribute.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is a European project led by Bulgarian organizations and having as final beneficiaries the Bulgarian players in the social market. But nothing of it would have been possible without the very high profile and very experienced and expertise international partners that we also have in our consortium. I would say that we have the best group of partners with different background and different expertise that can all contribute to the success of our work. So besides us, We are, as you presented, BCause Foundation capacity building expert in the field of social economy in Bulgaria. We have also the microfinancing, the leading microfinancing organization in Bulgaria, Credit, who have already experience with a financial instrument for social enterprises. We also have the Fund of Funds, the institution that designs and manages the financial instrument from public funding for Bulgarian SMEs in general. And to this Bulgarian core group, we have the pleasure to work with Banca Etica, the leader in ethical finance in Europe, I would say, not only in Italy. This is our Italian partner. Then we have two partners from France, again with vast 20 years of experience in capacity building programs. This is Pulse SOS. We have the first impact business angel network created in France, which is operating now for almost 3 years very successfully, which is another part of our work. We want to put focus not only on financing institutions who provide funding and financial instrument, but also we're looking at the private investors. And last but not least at all is the microfinance network. We have the pleasure to have you also to support us with the collective knowledge that you have access to through your network and beyond, and to really try to gather in one place the best of various examples of working models in different ecosystems, different parts of Europe, that we can again adjust, adapt, so that we can create the best suitable models for Bulgarian market.
Thank you. We are really happy that Microfinance Center is partner in the consortium, and we can also contribute to the project. And we are looking forward for the outcomes of the project, because we believe that these could be really taken over and considered in other countries, especially in Eastern Europe, where the environment differs in terms of
really hope so.
how the social enterprises are operating. Huh? Good. So perhaps tell us now a little bit more, what are the objectives and activities which the project plans during the period of implementation?
Yes, with pleasure. So as we've already mentioned, it's just a 2-year project, and it's quite ambitious to do quite a lot of work. We have divided basically the work in 2 parts. The first part, which is coming to an end, was very much focused on research and exchange of knowledge, exchange of expertise from all around Europe, from all the partners that we have in our consortium, and even beyond this. So we've dedicated quite a lot of time in working with you and the other partners, and at the same time to collect and to see, in fact, not simply what are the working models, but what are also the lessons learned from the partners. What are the stages, what are the expectations and the barriers from both social investors and from the social economy organizations which are part of this market, and to match it with our ecosystem, our surrounding in Bulgaria. Another important part of our work here was we did an assessment of the social market here, the social finance market, from an investor's point of view. This was done for the first time in Bulgaria. We had some research and mapping saying about the stage of development, the stage of maturity of social enterprises themselves. But this is the first documented evidence that we have about the other party, the other important player in the ground. And the other thing that we have done with your support, that in fact you have done the most of the work, is the collection of various case studies, different models for different kind of social enterprises around Europe, with different stakeholders involved on the side of investor. So now, after having accumulated all this expertise, we are in the middle of developing our brainstorming, design thinking sessions that will lead to the design of our innovative models, our hybrid models that will encompass both financial support and the support for developing capacity of the social enterprises. So the next very important stage of the project is we have developed already, and we have just launched like a few days ago our first open call for Investment Readiness Academy for social enterprises, which is again something new, happening for the first time with the new methodology, again based and blending as much as possible of the work and expertise of our international partners.
Okay, sounds really, very interesting, and we would be curious to learn what were kind of key findings of your assessment of the social finance market.
Well, yes, more than happy to share them. To be honest, they kind of very much coincided with our expectations before doing this, but now we have evidence. I want to stress on this, that this assessment was done through interviews, semi-structured interviews, tailor-made with 15. In fact, all the big and all the players from financing institutions, banks, microfinancing institutions, private investors, and other philanthropic even organizations who have their accelerator programs also and support social enterprises. We really wanted to hear their point of view and their challenges, their hopes for the future, their view on the possibility of really creating a new financial instrument. Because, in Bulgaria, the market, the maturity of the social economy market it is developing, but it's still, I would say, new, still young. And up till now, we all the support that was provided to them, all the support that they were seeking, the social enterprises, was mainly grants or awards, or not definitely non-repayable financial support. And it's really time to change this picture, and that's part of our aim and of our job and our attempt at the moment. So what we have discovered, first of all, among the investors themselves, still there are differences. There is no common understanding, even of the definitions of social economy players, then going to the maturity of these social economic organizations. Then there is an understanding that these organizations are different from the traditional business, so their business model is not viable enough, is not strong enough, that there is a big risk to invest in social enterprises. And going furthermore, when we talked about impact measurement, about social impact, it's again an area that our investors need more information, more knowledge. They even expressed interest in providing them with some support in terms in the form of guidance, guidebook, or materials that will help them embed these measurement practices in their policies in their work. So to conclude, there is a need to work with investors in Bulgaria because they are interested, they are curious, but they need some more information and they need even some support. We also talked about that in Bulgaria, if there was some state support in the form of guarantees that will lower the risk for them, or some tax reliefs, anything also that the state itself can contribute, this could be also very, very helpful. So we have also worked in this advocacy direction. And we really want, we've already started, but we want to have as the state, the ministry responsible for the social economy development in the country to also be an active partner of us, of our project, and not only during the project, but in implementing the results of the projects further. Yes, and the other thing that they said, another important component, is that they are really open and would like to have support from expert organization like ours that will help them with the capacity building and mentoring part of the work when financing social enterprises.
All right, thank you for these key conclusions, which brings us smoothly to the case studies which we were jointly preparing about the funding models of social enterprises in Europe. And I wonder if you could maybe share or point some kind of options or examples which we went through, and whether any of these offer a good potential to be further explored in Bulgarian market.
Yes, with pleasure. Again, thank you for your hard and thorough work, because the case studies are really very detailed. In fact, I would encourage our audience, the public, they can get to the site of the project, or through you to get access to this document, which really shows a very wide spectrum of opportunities and possibilities used by various kinds and various partnerships of investors to support social economy. We have examples from both Eastern and Western Europe. Okay, I see, we all know that the social economy is at a different stage and have different history, even in terms of length in the different countries. So there is something for everyone, I would say, because different partners, different colleagues from different countries have developed financial instruments that can support a very startup stage of just business idea of social entrepreneurs. Then there is specialized supports for more advanced, who have already their first clients, who have already their first market. Then we have support for really advanced scale up social enterprises that are really, there is an option for them to conquer the continent, to conquer the world, to get to international markets and really be competitive and active players in the European economy. For this, I can really mention some of them, which I believe are very very close to what we are looking at, and very would be very suitable for the Bulgarian market, as having in mind the stage that we are at the moment. So, because as I've mentioned already, our social enterprises are used to applying for grants and getting such kind of support. Of course, this is something that should continue and should be in place for the startup initiatives. But we have some very good examples. I can mention, in fact, the one example, the case study of the Polish Transfer Hub, which they are providing grants, regular grants, but not only the financial support is the substantial part, it's accompanied by a capacity building component, which is again very, very vital for an early stage developed social enterprises. Then there are other kinds of grants, which are, I would say, very nice instruments for going to the next stage, like the matching grants which are available, or the repayable grants. We have a very nice case study from the UK, which is about such kind of grant. And again, an important part in this instrument is that the repayment of the grants is related with the revenues. If the enterprise is successful and gets revenue, then they repay. And then we go to the more complicated financial instruments, which are really very very broad range of instruments. I would mention, not to take so much time, some of them which are kind of different. For example, the crowdfunding. The crowdfunding, which we know from philanthropic activities as an NGO, is again a very nice and wise model, I would say. And equity crowdfunding, for example, because it can help. First of all, I believe it's suitable for different kinds of social enterprises, from young to more mature. Then it gives them the possibility for expansion, the portfolio of investees. And basically in the society, it raises the awareness about the players in the social economy sector and their importance. And then, of course, we have some very very serious, very big financial instrument, big in terms of financial volumes, that can support mature social enterprises, and they're provided by VCs. Like we have the example of Cefea in Italy. And again, I would like to point out that their funding is also accompanied by other work, which is non-financial support to develop the capacities of the social enterprises. So to conclude, what I believe and what we've been discussing with our partners recently, because we've started working on the design of the instruments in Bulgaria, the hybrid version of support, which combines non-financial and repayable funds, is the best option that should be exploited in our country. And well, I really believe that in a year or 2 years' time, we'll be able to share some really good results.
Oh, great, thank you. No, I really think it's important to share and to highlight these existing cases and practices because they prove often that especially this financial support and financial instruments, which are already implemented in different countries of Europe, are indeed viable, and yeah, the social enterprises who are recipient of this support, of these instruments, can still be able and are in position to repay the money which this partially commercial, providers are also offering them. So I think this is the important element which needs to be taken into account, and hopefully, we will end up in Bulgaria with additional, instruments which will be able, to be multiplied and utilized.
And utilized by the market. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the important thing.
Okay, another important result and output of the project is Investment Readiness Academy for Social Enterprises. So let's spend just a couple of minutes to share a little bit more about the academy plans.
Yes, with pleasure again. As I've already mentioned, we've just opened the first call, the first selection process, because we're going to have within the project framework 2 rounds of the academy. And it's for more mature social enterprises who are already existing, already started their work, and we really want to challenge them with this capacity building program, so that we'll have some really ready for investment social enterprises in a few months. The length of the program is designed to be around 3 months. Extensive work, a lot of individual work also, and at the end and during the process, but at the very end, they will have the opportunity to really discuss their models and their work and their need for support with investors. And I believe this will be a very useful, not even exercise, but experience for both sides, because they will see what the other one can provide, how their expectations can meet, and this will really help also the other part of the stakeholders, the investors themselves, to see that the social enterprises are really competitive impact businesses. That's why I believe some of the challenges and some of the uncertainty of the investors that we had identified during our research will try to answer them through the social enterprises that will work with. And I'm sure that a viable business model, which we believe as a Rinker Center, as BCause Foundation, which is the most important part to be developed, to be contributed to by the social enterprises in Bulgaria, because they're wonderful in explaining and finding support for their cause, for the people, or whatever their cause is that they are working with. But a viable financial model is the thing that they need to be able to get funding, whatever funding, even the classic financial, financial instrument to be utilized by them.
So considering what you are finding out and learning throughout the project implementation, how do you see the future? What's the vision for the social economy sector in Bulgaria?
I see it bright. I see brighter, definitely brighter than, let's say, 5 years ago, when there was still no financial instrument of support of social enterprises. We have one for the last 2 or 3 years, I believe. That was the first experiment, but I really believe that in 2 years, or let's say 1 year after the project ends, we'll have in place, with the support of the state, at least one financial instrument, blended financial instrument, hybrid financial instrument, and we'll have our first successfully repaid loans, or whatever it is, the funding support provided, and we'll have a base of at least, I don't know, maybe at least 50 social enterprises which can tell us their good story, and which can tell us how they prospered using both the academy to strengthen their capacity, using the different financial instruments, and how and really see them competitive not only in the Bulgarian market but also on European level.
So it sounds very promising, and we will wish you good luck. Dear Penka, thank you very much for joining and sharing with us more detail about EPSI project and its progress. I believe it might become an example and inspiration for social economic stakeholders in other European countries as well, when it comes to future support and strengthening of the social economy and social enterprises. Thank
I really hope so, and I really believe that next year, towards the end of the project, when we'll have our big communication event that we've already started planning, we'll be really able to share some results, practical results that will lead to the implementation of something new. And that will not be talking just about new, but something that is really happening.
Wonderful. Thanks again. Goodbye. And we invite you to enjoy the other sessions during the Social Finance Vibe event.